I bought this Fashions Revisited pattern from the Fashions Revisited Etsy shop, link in the description box below. I am very excited about it. I've heard really good things about this pattern. It's very easy to use in terms of all the descriptions that are given on the pattern and in the booklet that comes with it. So anyway, if you are here because you have recently seen Netflix's Bridgerton, welcome. I did notice in Bridgerton that Eloise Bridgerton does wear several different versions of a chemisette. So if you're looking to recreate her costume, this would be the perfect thing for that. I've wanted a chemisette for quite some time. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting it out. There are really only 6 pages that came with this pattern, and that is correct. Again, this is a really simple and beginner-friendly pattern. Right now I'm just taking away the standing ruffle collar option away and saving that for later because I know I'm going to make a lot more chemisettes. Anyway, now I'm down to 3 pattern pieces after I tape them together. I do want to point out, I actually cut out the 3 collar pieces incorrectly. Definitely not at the fault of the pattern maker. Anyway, we're going to pretend that I cut them out correctly, okay? I did go ahead and remedy the situation a lot later and definitely way late into the process, but you don't need to see all that. Just trust me that everything works out in the end. Goal for this year is to incorporate some more hand sewing and learn hand sewing techniques. Though let's not thimble shame me. I have tried all types of thimbles and I just can't handle wearing one. So let's just move on. I am so proud. That took a lot of work. But these are my first rolled hems. Okay, next step is to go ahead and sew the front pieces of the bodice to the shoulder seams of the back portion of the bodice. I am creating this chemisette out of a cotton silk voile fabric. So it's rather sheer and I want it to have a pretty finish from the outside. So I went ahead and went the French seam route. So next step is to go ahead and hem those 2 front opening flaps. Pattern says that you should maybe hand sew them because they are very visible. I went ahead and machine sewed them because they are very visible. And they're all done, and on to the next step, which is attaching the ruffle collar. I did go ahead and actually machine gather the collar. Originally I was going to go ahead and do this by hand, but I was very quickly reminded that I still do not have any sort of hand sewing game and the stitches were so uneven. So I just ended up machine gathering it, and I put 2 rows of gathering stitches, gathered it up. It's pretty even. Definitely couldn't do that by hand. The next thing after that is I actually then hand sewed the collar portion to the main body of the chemisette. After that was all sewed up, then I cut a strip 1 inch size of cotton muslin on the bias. Then I went ahead and whip stitch it right to the seam where the collar and the main body of the chemisette join. So I went ahead and whip stitch the top, put the twill tape right between the casing because I do not feel like feeding that through. Now I'm just finishing off hand stitching, same method, whip stitching the bottom of the tape to the seam underneath here. And I am almost done. Gotta finish up sewing this portion, the bias trim, and then I'm gonna go ahead and move on to having to finish the seams here, and then I need to go ahead and make a bottom casing for the back bodice portion and then the 2 front openings here. In this step, I am creating a casing for the drawstring twill tape that I have. I went ahead and used some scrap muslin cut on the bias to make that casing for the drawstring. And with that, the chemisette is all done. This pattern was a breeze to go through. If you enjoyed this video, please do press the like button. Again, little things such as liking my videos, commenting, and subscribing help me and my channel keep going and growing. Bye.